Hey everyone, it's me Mark again, and in this video, this is going to be a little bit different than I usually do. So usually I give tech tips and stuff like that, but in this video, I just want to say thank you to all moms out there because today's Mother's Day in my country, in Austria, and probably Mother's Day in I think it's even all over the world. Not sure if it's like in every country, but I just want to say hi and thank you so much to every mom out there for being a mom and taking care of your kids. And I just want to think back to the time when I was a kid and my mom used to take care of me, or to back to the time when, I have a wife and daughter, and my wife's always taking care of us too, and my daughter. So I just want to draw a little bit on screen and just think about those times. So yeah, so the cool thing about drawing on screen, if you are an online course creator and you want to do an online course on drawing, you can get an iPad, just any used iPad. So my iPad's from 2018, and I can just continue on drawing on screen just by connecting it to my Mac and using Ecamm. You can use OBS too if you want to, whatever you want to use. But I'm using Ecamm, so I can just draw on screen. So thinking back in the days, I remember when my mom used to take care of me when I was sick. So I was sick a lot, all the time as a kid. And so, Ma, if you're watching this, thank you so much for taking care of me. So the cool thing about being sick as a kid, I guess, was that I built a good immune system. So I'm hardly sick as an adult now, but I was sick a lot as a kid. So I used to this could be me. I used to have really weird hairstyle back as a kid. It was like this, I had longer hair, and I used to get those little pills, but I red pills as a kid when I was sick, and I couldn't swallow them because they were too big, even though they're this small, right? But I couldn't swallow them anyway. So so my mom used to open them up and give them to me on a teaspoon, and sometimes mixed with food. And then I used to get better because let's just say I always had a pajama. So I was when I was a kid, I always had a big long pajama like so. And sometimes I'd sit in bed because when you're sick you had fever, and mom used to give me those pills, but in powdered form and on a spoon, or sometimes mixed with food, so I would eat them. And that was cool because then I wouldn't eat the big pills, because actually they weren't that big, because I couldn't swallow them. So this is me, and I'm just sitting down here, maybe on a bed, okay, so these were the blankets, and my mom used to give me those my medicine churros pills. Another thing that I used to get when I was sick was I used to let me just remember. And there used to be a wet towel, something for my forehead. I used to get that too when I was sick. So my mom used to make those, and she used to give them to me so I'll be better. So it would lower the fever. Okay, so let's just say so. And this would be great. But I wasn't that big, but I wasn't that tall. But cool thing about digital art is that you can always make stuff smaller and bigger. So I could go ahead here and then take the picture of me, right, and then make myself smaller over there so. And then this is better. This is more natural, right? More realistic, because I wasn't as tall as my mom when she was when I was small, and this is me back then. Okay, so this is this picture of me getting when I had a fever. I used to get these red pills, but they were in powdered form, so I could swallow them more easily. Okay. So another picture, this cool thing about digital drawing is you can do another one. So, and I remember when I was a kid, I used to when I was when I came home like from playing and stuff like that, and I was hungry at night, then my mom used to make pork chops for me, and we had like a kitchen that was back in Austria in Tyrol, or the Tyrolean Alps, right? And she always used to make pork chop for me, and also she used to make like fish sticks, like I don't know what they're called in English, because I usually speak German, but they were like really good, and I really loved the pork chops with the bone, because then I would like the best part was actually like the meat around the bone and the fat, so like really good. I'm sorry about like if you're a vegetarian, don't have to listen to this, but that was like really good. And so as a kid, I really enjoyed those. So like those were like the pork chops, and she used to like cook them in oil back then. I usually use butter now, but back then we used to use a lot of oil, and we had like a stove, and those were like the pork chops that we used to have back then, and I really loved them because they were like really tasty. And sometimes we had like these fish sticks from Eagle, and they were like really good. So those were like, I really love to eat them. And sometimes I'd like just watch like because I was like really interested in like cooking back then. So when I was a kid, I would just like watch, and I had that weird hairstyle that was like, it wasn't like short, but it was like this somehow. And then I just watch as my mom cooked the pork chops, right? So this could be me, maybe, I don't know. Yeah, and then I when I was a kid, I used to I loved cooking too. So but I wasn't good at it. But then I'd make like a spaghetti fork. That was back then. I always wanted to be an inventor. So when I was like 7, 8 years old, I was like, hey, the spaghetti is like really hard to like eat. Why don't I just invent like a motorized fork out of Lego, and then and use that as a spaghetti fork? And I actually built one out of Lego, but it fell apart. So that was back then. And it's like me, hey. And sometimes I used to have t-shirts on, right? So that was like, all right. And actually my daughter, when she was like younger, she used to have like a very similar hairstyle like I did. Okay, so let's talk about a different topic. Like I remember when like my grandmother, because my grandmother is a mom too, and she used to like pull like a little cart, right? So there's like a little cart over here, and my cousin, she's like I think 2 years younger than I am. We used to sit in this cart, right? And then our grandmother used to like pull us over there. So I was like, I don't know, maybe I was sitting like this, and I had that weird hairstyle, like I said before, right? So like, because I was born in the 70s, so like I think in the 80s is like normal hairstyle, somehow like this, and then we like sit there, and our grandmother used to pull us up the mountain, like because we live in the mountains. So this could be like me, and then my cousin, like her name is Martina, and she had like this hairstyle, I remember, like so, somehow. It was different, but I think that was like the hairstyle you used to have back then. But very similar to my hairstyle, actually. I think that hairstyle was like pretty in back then. Yeah, and then we used to like drive in the cart back then, and our grandmother used to like pull us. So I miss my grandma. She was like really cool. Okay, so that like I don't really remember, but I think she had like this hairstyle where she had like braided hair, like so, and then she like really cute face, like so. And I think she looked like this. Okay. And then she used to like used to carry us like around, like pull us around on the cart, And that was like really cool because she used to go like shopping, and she always had like, I think she had like something on her hair, like so, because back then like it was like when it was like hot in Austria, you had to take care of your hair. And yeah, so like so. And this is okay. Yeah. And then she had an apron, I remember, because my grandma used to like, we all lived in a farm actually, and actually grandfather's farm and uncle, right? So that's where we grew up actually. And then we'd like live in the mountains, and there are like a lot of mountains down here. It's like big mountains, right? And then that's where we used to grow up, right? So we'd always go like up the hills, and then we would like go like with the cows, like go like take care of the cows and stuff like that. So that's where I actually grew up. Okay, so next picture was maybe like from my wife. I remember like when our daughter was small, we used to have like this this cloth to carry her, a carrying cloth, right? And she wouldn't sleep unless we were like a vacuum cleaner or something like that. So that noise of the vacuum cleaner used to like help her fall asleep. So me and my wife, we used to have this carrying cloth until she was like about, I think it was like 3 or 4. And so my wife, she's Austrian, and it's Mother's Day for her too today, so it's really cool. And we used to have like, so this could be her maybe. Okay, so let's just say like so. And she used to have a carrying cloth, and I used to have one too, like we had the same one. And it was like red and orange, right? So the cool thing about that was our daughter would like really fall asleep there. So our daughter that was like, let's just say it's winter, and like so, and like here, and then she'd like, this was like the carrying cloth, right? So that was like really cool. And if you don't have one, if you're a mom too or a dad and you don't have a carrying cloth, you should get one. Try it out. It's like really cool. I think it was wrapped like this and like that and somehow like that. And then sometimes you'd like hold her like this, right? So, and yeah, it was like really snug. And then there's different ways to like to tie this, right? So, but I guess this is like one way. And you can still hold her like that. Okay, so that's how like she fell asleep. You had to like turn on the vacuum cleaner and vacuum a little bit, and then she'd like fall asleep. So that was like really cool. And this was like the cloth you just wrap around like this and like so. So like really cool. Okay, so that was like back then. And then yeah, so all right. So just to not take up all of your time, I'm going to end this live stream soon, but I just want to like show you a little bit out of a little bit some memories I had as a kid and when my daughter grew up, and because it's like really cool. So that was like the carrying cloth we had there, and then we used to tie it at the back, so it's like so maybe, I don't know. And yeah, so that was like at home. And I usually, maybe I'd probably fall asleep at the couch, but that was when I was like older. I think yeah, so I was like in 30 when I got to be a dad, so that was cool. And my hair was a lot shorter then. I used to have a time where my hair was like really long, right? But I'd fall asleep on the couch. I still do sometimes, right? Sometimes I fall asleep on the couch. And then let's just do hair like that. Yeah. Okay. So this is me, and sometimes I just fall asleep here. Oh, by the way, if you like drawing, it's great on the iPad. The app I'm using is Procreate, so you can use this as a digital whiteboard. So let's just say you're teaching online. You can actually use Procreate as a digital whiteboard, and then it's $9, I guess, I think, right? But it's totally worth it. So it's a great app, and I like using it. So I usually have like, back then I used to like wear black shirts. Now I just wear colorful ones. And there was like a couch back then, maybe. I don't know, maybe like this. Yeah. Every time I'm my mother-in-law's place, I used to after eating I used to always fall asleep. So today I fell asleep on the couch, and we were visiting the my mother-in-law, and that's where I fell asleep too. And our dad-in-law, he grilled something great today, so that was like really tasty. But this is our couch in where we live now, and I was like sleeping, right? Yeah, sometimes. So I'd fall asleep before my daughter fell asleep. That was like really cool. Okay, so I guess like this is just like a little bit, just like a little drawing day, just to show you something else. Like not always like these tips. I don't know. Just let me know if you liked it, and just share like your favorite moments with your moms back then, or yeah. So I hope to see you soon, and wish you a wonderful Mother's Day. And I know Ma, you're watching too, so thank you so much for taking care of me, being my ma, and taking care of us all. Like we're three brothers, and really appreciate you. Have an awesome day, a really nice day. Hope to see you soon. Okay, bye everybody. Take care of yourselves. See you soon, and happy Mother's Day.